All right, good evening. So welcome back to JPCE Spiritual Talk. It's Chair Campbell. So this evening's discussion, we're going to talk about Pandemic 2.0 because it's here, it's coming. We're also going to talk about, are you going to comply or are you not going to comply, right? We're also going to hear from Bill Gates, something he said 2 years ago, right? And there's also schools already closing. Some schools have already just started back, and they're already closing due to COVID. So we're going to get right to this. We're going to hear from Bill Gates first, right? It's a 2-minute video, and then I'm going to show everything else, show a few more videos, and we're going to get out of here, and then we're going to talk about what are we going to do? What's our stance going to be on this one, right? So without further ado, let's jump into this. All right, so the true definition is to serve someone else's will. So thank you all again for coming back. All right, so let's hear from Bill Gates first. All right, something. So this is what he said 2 years ago. So listen attentively and listen closely to what he's saying, right? It is very, very important, right? What he says at the end of this video, okay?
This won't be the last pandemic that we face. You know, pandemics can come from natural causes, which is largely coming across from other species. You know, a flu, for example, is still a very big risk. And so we'll have to invest in making sure that we catch the disease sooner and that we have platforms to make diagnostics, therapeutics, and vaccines very quickly. Very little was invested, even though there were these calls by a lot of people, including our foundation. One group that was funded, the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness Innovation, CEPI, we, Wellcome Trust, Norway, UK, Japan were the initial funders, and that is helping out here. So we're better off than if that hadn't happened. But, you know, people trust government to think through these eventual bad things. This was a failure to get ready, and the cost would have been tiny compared to, say, what we spend on being ready for war. We didn't actually do the simulation to think about, okay, what about nursing homes? What about getting factories ready? What about the testing regime? You know, in fact, the testing could have been ramped up very quickly, and a few countries that have almost avoided the epidemic entirely, like Taiwan, New Zealand, Australia, you know, they took their experience and actually prepared, and so they moved a lot faster. So we, you know, we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, you know, I'd say is will get attention this time.
J'ai cru en venant dans ce pays que ce serait un rêve, mais mon rêve.
All right. So let's do some digging now. So we just heard from the serpent, right? Bill Gates. So here we go. This is 52 minutes ago. Let's look at this. This is from the Messenger. Schools already closing due to COVID, just weeks after starting, right? I said that in the opening, right? So here we go. One school district is already canceling classes due to spikes of COVID cases in the area. Just 2 weeks into the start of the school year, officials in Kentucky have called off school for the rest of the week due to student and staff illness. The District of Lee County announced on Tuesday, August 22nd, that in-person classes, extracurricular practices, and games in the district have been canceled for the remainder of the week. Here we go again. Public Health Director for the Kentucky River District, Scott Lockwood, told news outlets local to the area there has been an increase in COVID-19 cases throughout the district. But COVID was not the singular driving factor in the district's decision to temporarily close their doors. We're seeing people who are testing negative. We are seeing people who are testing negative for COVID who are still coming up positive for other respiratory illnesses, Lockwood said. In Lee County, the attendance to the level where they felt they needed to make the call to dismiss classes for the rest of the week. The school district contains 2 classes and serves just under 900 students, according to the U.S. World News and Report. All right. Interesting. So that was what, 52 minutes ago. All right. So here's 2 days ago, talking about South Texas school. So 2 days ago, this is San Antonio. So South Texas school district shut down after surge in COVID cases. The school district staff have been hit by the virus. So right here, a school district nearly 2 hours southeast San Antonio is closing its doors until next week, claiming that COVID-19 cases has jumped on its campuses. Runge ISD announced Wednesday, August 23rd, that it will be shutting down the rest of the week until Tuesday, August 29th, according to intensify. Okay. So they're shutting down. So 3 days ago, I was talking about that. So the same school district we have here in Kentucky and also Texas. That was 1 day ago. That was according to Yahoo News. So here are some of these reports in here, right? Those are the newest ones. So it's coming, right? Or you must be prepared for pandemic 2.0, right? We're seeing the same playbook, what happened the first time, right? This happened, right? It started with schools, hospitals. We're going to see a few more videos, right? Talking about hospitals too as well. So it's coming, right? And I'm also going to talk about some of the things I heard as well on my own end. So we're going to start right here with this short video, right?
Not only one, but two hospitals in the United States of America are bringing back the mask mandates. Upstate University Hospital in Syracuse, New York reinstated a mask mandate August 17th amid an uptick in staff out with COVID-19 and an increase in patients testing positive, according to local news outlet. And then Auburn Community Hospital now requiring masks as new COVID variant spreads.
We have a health alert beginning tomorrow. Auburn Community Hospital will require all staff, visitors, and patients to wear masks at all clinical areas of their facilities. This includes where patients gather, wait, walk through, or receive care.
Somebody sent me this and said, can you believe they're doing this again? Yeah, I can believe it. Over the last 3 years, they saw that they could get 8 out of 10 people in the world to go along with this. Why wouldn't they? There's several reports circulating that a bunch of people from TSA are saying that their administrators are getting them prepared for all airports and all airplanes to have the mask again. So whether you're an administrator, whether you're an employee, whether you're a patron of any organization, any corporation, any entity, the only way to stop this is mass non-compliance. Truly, if we as humanity allow this to happen again after what we just saw the last 3 years, we deserve to be slaves. It's really this simple. Just say no.
Somebody posted on here. It says, from the very beginning, the COVID-19 pandemic was never about testing our immune systems. It was designed to test our intelligence, our compliance, and our tolerance. Many have failed on all three, but not all of us. I agree. Who is this? Oh, yeah, look at old Fauci here. So 3 years later, he's retired, makes $100,000 per speaking engagement, and is banking $325 million from royalties by licensing patents to vaccines made by your tax dollars. That guy's a serpent too. Remember that 15 days to slow the spread nonsense? Wow. Isn't that something? So it says right here, federal government has already begun buying COVID-19 equipment and hiring consultants to enforce pandemic air safety protocols. It's coming. Some of these contracts are scheduled to begin in September and October. Wow, the fall, just like I said. I said things will start heating up in the fall. The elections are here, especially here in the U.S. Remember what Bill Gates said in the video, that one of the videos we watched. He said, the next one will get our attention. Well, of course it's going to, because they're going to bring the pain on a lot of us. So here we see August 20th, 2023. Greetings, faculty, staff, and students. Effectively, immediately, Morris Brown College has reinstated its COVID-19 mask mandate due to reports of positive cases among students in Atlanta University Center. Over the next 14 days, the following protocols will be put in place. Number 1, wearing the mask. 2, physical distancing. Wow. 3, large gatherings. Institutional guidelines for gathering size must be followed. There will Be no parties or large student events on campus for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be longer. It's coming. Before isolation and quarantine, students must adhere to institutional policies and CDC guidelines for isolation and quarantine. 5, contact tracing. Compliance with college-initiated contact tracing efforts is expected. Symptom monitoring. Students and employees are obligated to undergo temperature checks upon campus arrival. 7, regular hand washing, sanitation, frequent hand washing. You guys know it, right? You know the drill. It's freaking awesome. Here we go. It is so awesome. So there's a new variant coming. Let's take a look at the new variant, and then we're going to get ready to close out. So new variant that is supposedly coming is named Eris. What does Eris mean? Eris means discord, chaos, and strife. Interesting choice for a name, wouldn't you say? Well, let's go ahead. Let's look Eris up ourselves. Right? It's already put Eris up here. It's actually Greek, right? But let's go. Eris COVID symptoms. So new Eris COVID variant, key symptoms named by doctor. Here we go. Let's look at this. So new Eris COVID variants, key symptoms made by a doctor as it becomes dormant form in U.S. It says it's already the dominant. Wait, hold on. I got to zoom in on that. So it says it's already the dominant coronavirus in the U.S. and has surpassed the XB.1.1.6. I don't know what that is. Arcturus strain in terms of how transmittable it is. According to Center of Disease Control Prevention, CDC, estimates Eris was responsible for 20.6% of cases of coronavirus in the U.S. in the third week of August, which was more than any other strain. Okay. Thankfully, it doesn't look like the severity of the disease is any worse compared to other variants. Well, okay. So let's look at what the meaning Eris means. All right, zoom in. Let's get a better meaning, right? Means contention, strife, wrangling. Means disputing, right? Lots of disputes. So what happened in the first pandemic, right? They separated us, right? They divided us. Wearing masks, whether or not you're vaccinated, not vaccinated. Those who didn't want to comply were basically canceled, persecuted, mistreated, called horrible names such as Nazi, or didn't care about people's health. I mean, all kind. Who knows what we were called then, right? My brothers and sisters in Christ, and to all of you out there, Pandemic 2.0 is coming. Okay? This next one is going to bring the pain. It's going to bring the pain as in disputes. A lot of us may lose friends. We could even lose family over this next one. Big time, right? They're going to bring the pain because in order to bring in the new world order, right? This one world government, let's talk, right? All right. So let's talk. So in order to bring in this new world order, right? This new world order government, right? The one world government the Bible talks about, there has to be chaos, right? And the way to generate chaos is what they're doing now, right? They're generating through division, right? Whether it's political ideology, right? Even religious divisions. They do it economically, they do it socially, right? Financially. So no matter how they do it, and they keep us divided. They keep us fighting, right? See, what we see is it's more of a spiritual war, right? This is truly darkness. This is evil. And I said that things will get worse come the fall, which they're going to, and they're going to keep getting worse, right? The wars, food shortages, genocide, whatever, even these pandemics, even climate shutdowns are coming. Trust me, I think those are coming too. They're going to start shutting us down for climate change as well. I think so. right? And the elections are coming up. So the big thing is that the elections are coming up. Have you noticed the perfect timing? Think about it. So my last thing to close on is this. What is your definition of what true medical freedom is? What do you think medical freedom really is? Because I'll give all of you my definition of medical freedom. It is being able the ability to make all the decisions that I feel is right for me when it comes to my medical health. And that goes for everybody across the board. Medical freedom is that you have the right to make your decisions when it comes to your health. And if being vaccinated is not what you want to do, you should have that choice to say no. If you get sick and die, then that's a choice you make, right? I'm going to ask this. It's going to be a harsh thing here I'm about to say. Why is it okay for a woman to murder her child? Right? I'm talking about abortion. What makes it okay for you to kill that child, take its life, and say because it's a medical procedure, it's your right, but I do not have a right whether I wear a mask or if I get vaccinated. So you have a right to murder something, and I do not have a right to protect myself if I don't believe that the vaccine is safe for me because it hasn't gone through proper trials. But it's going through trials now, right? Because lots of people are dying, right? Yeah, they are. Let's be honest. I might do a segment on videos of people dropping dead. I might just do that, right? So once again, that's the thing. Why do some people have the right to make certain decisions, but then tell others that we can't? And they like to flip the argument. So that's where I'm going to leave this, right? What are you going to do moving forward? Are you going to keep complying? What if they tell you you can't go worship, right? Are you going to listen to that? You have a church that won't shut down? Because I don't think no churches should shut down, right? Because of COVID. We have a right to worship. Everybody has the right to worship, right? Constitution gives us all what? The freedom of religion, freedom of speech, right? The right to worship how we see fit. And there's those of us out there like me. I choose to worship the true God. I don't worship government. And I disagree with Bill Gates. The government does not have my best interest at heart. And I don't trust the government. So I'm sorry, Mr. Gates, that you do. Okay. I'm glad you do. Because I don't. I trust in that up there. I trust Christ. Christ, my God. That's where my faith is at. And that's where I put my faith. So the question is, what are you going to do? Are you going to comply? Not comply? How much are you willing to give in this time? Right? How much did you give in last time? How much are you willing to give in this time? You're going to wear the mask? You're going to go out and get boosted, vaccinated, right? Or you're going to allow them to force you to do something that you don't want to do? Because what they're going to bring to you is pain, right? That's why we've been studying the book of Job, right? Because the Lord asked me to do the book of Job, and it was something that I couldn't get away from. The book of Job is all about chaos. It's all about disorder, right? Job lost everything. Lost everything. Even his three closest friends were what? Oh man, they tore him up. They couldn't give him love, compassion. His friends were like some of these Karens and Darrens out there, right? With these masks and these vaccines. Right? Not nice people. Not very godly either. They're just not human beings in general, and they treat you like that. So once again, what are you willing to give in? And that's the ending question. I'm going to get out here now. What are you willing to give in? Here's my answer. I'm never going to comply any further. I put my faith and trust in Christ, and I will not comply this time. No. My kids should be able to go to school, church, and should be able to do things, not be shut out from those things. No. Not anymore. Time to stand. Who's going to stand with me? Are you going to stand with me, or are you just going to hide? Because if you're going to hide, move along. No, seriously, move along if you're going to hide, right? We need real patriots this time. It's not about just sitting there waving your flags. No, I'm talking about real patriots, right? You're going to make a stance? Because sitting there waving your flag all the time is not being a real patriot, okay? We need people to stand up, right? And that's all I have. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Lord, make his face shine upon you and be merciful to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Thank the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever. Sages. Amen. We depart in peace. I love you all so much. Chair Wesley Campbell. JPC Spiritual Talk, man. Never hold back. I see truth. Love y'all so much. I'm out.